Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I'm the owner of Little Inklings Design. Today I'm really excited about this video because we're talking all about the Always Fully Booked planner. This is a video that is always highly requested and highly anticipated. I'm really excited to sit down and finally be talking about these planners with you. I know we're a little bit later this year than we have been in previous years. I'm just really excited to sit down and talk all about these planners. I know you guys have been anxiously awaiting this video. It's finally here. So before we jump into anything, I just wanted to mention, if you follow me on my Instagram or my TikTok, or if you're a member of my Facebook group, Always Fully Booked, you're probably already aware of this announcement, but I'm going to go over it again just in case you missed it. This year with the Always Fully Booked planners, we are doing a dated version like we have done in the past 7 years. But this year we're also introducing an undated version of the Always Fully Booked planner, which I'm really excited about. This was something I did not anticipate doing at all. It was a very last minute decision to do it, but due to popular demand, I decided to just go for it. I know a lot of you really want to see the differences between the dated and the undated, but just for the ease of making these videos and it's not being too redundant, I am going to be doing two separate videos. So this video is going to be all about the dated 2024 Always Fully Booked planner. So if you want to see the undated version, I will link it above that you can go and check it out. Back to the dated version. As I mentioned, I'm really excited. This is our 7th year doing a dated agenda, and I just can't believe it's already been 7 years. I can't believe that I get to keep doing this and keep making these planners. I'm just so grateful to you guys, my customers, for wanting these and being so hyped about them. It just makes me so happy to see how far book planning has come over the last few years. So let's just jump into a couple of important things and then we'll get into the flip through so you can see everything that's included in this planner. So first up, I'm going to show you the covers real quick. If you follow me on socials, I'm sure you've already seen it, but I will take any excuse to show you them again. Like we have done in the last couple of years, we have two covers. We have a black and white cover and we have a color cover. So this is the black and white cover. We've got the gold foiling, gold coil, gold corner protectors, a black elastic closure, and the cover. And then we have the color version, which is a white background this year, and we've got rose gold foiling, a rose gold coil, and rose gold corner protectors with this beautiful corally orange elastic closure, which I absolutely love. And if you watched my video for the last year's planner, I did a quick disclaimer. I'm going to do that again. It's something I always like to mention going into these videos, and that's just that. So my goal with the Always Fully Booked planner is to create a consistent product that when you order year to year, you know what to expect and you know everything that is going to be included. So there's not that many changes to this year's planner. I mentioned that last year as well. I'm trying to create some kind of consistency in the product and make thoughtful but smaller changes to the product just to kind of keep it consistent and something you can rely on. Not that many changes, but we will go over the small changes when we get to the flip through and when we get to some of the other details later in the video. But let's also discuss the pre-order information this year. Like we've done the last few years, we're doing a limited pre-order on these planners. Limited pre-order just means that there is a limited amount available, but you are pre-ordering it, so there is a wait time before it ships. We will start shipping these planners end of November, early December. We often get asked about that timing and can we ship them earlier? We try our best to ship as quickly as we possibly can, but it is important to recognize that we are working with other companies' timelines, and so our timing is based on the printing company's timing, and there's just a lot of moving parts to consider, but we do our best to get them shipped as quickly as we possibly can. We're working around the clock as soon as we get the shipment of planners in to get them into your hands as quickly as we possibly can. But sometimes after the planners have left our hands, shipping delays tend to happen. Sometimes it is the holiday season. So while we try our best to get them shipped as quickly as possible, we can't guarantee that they will arrive before holidays like Christmas or before the new year, even depending on where you're located. So there's a lot of things to consider. We do our best. We are just a team of two, so We are dealing with a high volume of orders in a very short amount of time, but we do our best to get them to you as quickly as we can. These planners will go on sale for pre-order starting October 20th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also wanted to mention, I've had a couple of people kind of insinuate that these planners sell out quickly. That's not really the case and hasn't been the case with these planners for quite a long time. We do try and stock a very large amount of the planners so that more people can get them. As always, there's absolutely no guarantee, and things do change year to year, and we can't predict what will happen, which cover or layout will be more popular. Those are things that are kind of out of our control, but we do our best to keep them available to order as long as we can while maintaining how many we can ship as a team of 2. I did want to just tell you that this year there are less dated planners than there were last year because we had introduced the undated version. We figure that those will kind of offset some of the dated. So if there is a specific cover or layout that you want, I highly recommend ordering as early as possible just to make sure you get the one you want. You can't guarantee how long something will stay in stock, but just for reference, last year's planners, all 4 options were still in stock for weeks. They didn't sell out in a matter of hours, and they didn't sell out in a matter of days. So while I can't say that that same thing will happen this year, it is maybe just something to think about. I recommend ordering as early as possible if there's a specific one you want, and also we do ship in the order that they are received. So another thing that I'm sure a lot of people are wondering is the price of the planners. So this year, the Always Fully Booked planner is $55 Canadian, which is approximately $40 USD. I say approximately because the exchange rate can change day to day, so that will fluctuate just a little bit. All of our prices on our website are displayed in Canadian, so you will see that Canadian price. Or if you are located in the US or if you are located internationally, you will see the price in your own currency on your PayPal invoice or on your credit card statement. I always try to be as transparent with you as possible. I know the price did increase this year a little bit. That's just due to the price of the product increasing. The manufacturing went up as well as the cost of supplies, so I have to offset that as best as I can. I did try and keep it as low of an increase as I possibly could. Now let's get into some of the details of the planners. This year planner is 376 pages long, which is just 2 pages longer than the previous year, so very similar to last year's version. It is the exact same size and dimensions as last year. The pages are 9 by 6 inches, and the cover with the coil is 9 inches by 7.7 inches, and it's about 1.5 inches thick with the coil. Another thing to keep in mind, it's something that we have done with the Always Fully Booked planner, is the interior design of the pages is the same between the two. There's no color differences between black and white or the color. It's just the cover that's different. And the last thing I wanted to go over before we jump into the flip through is I just wanted to talk about the foiling this year. I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of comments, I get a lot of DMs talking about the foiling of these planners. It's something I've addressed multiple times in the past on other social media platforms, but I wanted to address it here as well because I do tend to get a high number of feedback about the foiling. So I wanted to just sit down and talk about it. Wear and tear with foiling is completely normal and to be expected. It's something that you can't really avoid. Foiling is highly reactive to oils and heat and scratches. And so wear and tear is just going to happen. You'll find that with like novels that you have. If there's foiling on the dust jacket, if you handle it a lot, the foiling will wear away. Now, I understand that there has been like extenuating circumstances with some customers foiling. That is like an extreme case. And we have tried to address this issue for the past 2 years. With my manufacturer, we have tried to make updates. We have tried different foiling, different techniques to try and get that to not happen in those extreme cases. The problem is that this issue doesn't happen for every customer. We are shipping thousands of planners every single year, and while we do get feedback of extreme cases, it's not happening to every customer. So it's a really hard problem to solve when you don't know why it's happening to only some people. We've tried different solutions and we haven't really had any success. This year, we tried something completely different, which does contribute to the slight increase of the price in the planner, is that this year the foiling is actually pressed into the cover. It doesn't sit on the top, so it's actually lower and there's like ridges, so the foiling is pressed into it. I'm really hoping that this is the solution that we've been looking for. I'm hoping that it helps minimize some of those extreme cases of wear and tear. Like I mentioned, wear and tear will probably still happen in a normal occurrence, especially in a product you're handling probably every day or quite frequently at least. Otherwise, this is kind of my last resort and I just won't be doing foiling again moving forward. I just want you guys to be happy with the products you're getting, and I've come to understand that this is like a big issue for some people. So hopefully the new foiling will work because it's absolutely beautiful. I love seeing it pressed into the cover. It just looks so nice. But that's everything I have to say before we jump into the flip through. So let's flip around and get into these planners. Okay, so here we are. Here's another look at the covers for you to see. And I'm just going to show you, hopefully the camera can pick up just the indented foiling. I'm just going to show you one planner because, as I mentioned before, they are the same interior between the two. It's just the covers that are different, but I did want to show you just the end pages so you can see, since that is different. So when you open the planner, you do have a sticker sheet. The sticker sheet is the same between the two, but this is the end pages for the color version. Same with at the back, and this is where you will find the little folder with the black and white. This is the end pages, just a little bookshelf doodled there, again with the same sticker sheet. That's the first thing we can talk about. This is really similar to the sticker sheet that we offered last year. I did make a couple of updates. What's kind of included on this side here, we have our title page. We get into our overview page. In previous planners, this has been a 2-page spread. We have condensed it down just to 1 page. And then on the other side, we have a new page, which is the dates to remember. This is something you can use depending on your own preferences. You could include birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of thing, but you could also use this to keep track of books that are coming out in these months. Just ones that maybe are like a priority to you. Then we get into the important info page, which is a page that we've included the last couple of years. Nothing has changed there. Same with the goals page. We have our reading checklist pages. Again, you have 3 of those. A lot of customers like to use this as a reading log to keep track of what they're reading, and others like to use it as a checklist. Get into the blank bookshelf page, which is something that I always love seeing what you guys do with. There's always a lot of different ways to do this page, and it's probably one of the most shared pages of the planner. Still tracks 120 books. We just updated the little design elements like we do every year. We have the book series tracker. Then we have the movie tracker and TV tracker. Our quotes page, this is pretty much identical to what we offered last year. Get 3 pages to keep track of quotes. I did see some people use these as like keeping track of like favorite moments from the year as like a scrapbook. I've seen some people put like pictures or stickers. I've seen people do like ticket stubs, like places that they go. It doesn't have to be just quotes. We have the wish list page, 5-star reads. Have this blank template, which is something we've done. We introduced it last year, we're bringing it back this year. It's basically open to your creativity. You could record book club picks, be your favorite book of each month. It could be, if you get book boxes, it could be what the book of that month was and what you thought of it. We get into our reading challenges section. So we have the A to Z challenge, We have a new challenge to the book this year, which is 24 books in 2024. It's basically at kind of the beginning of the year, you select 24 books that you either already own or 24 books that you've been meaning to read, and try to read all of them within that year. So you just list the books, and then once you complete them, you can add in your star rating. We get into the 2024 fully booked reading challenge. We did maintain the blank boxes style. I know there was a little bit of people didn't love this style of reading challenge. They prefer like maybe a list format, which I probably will offer as a printable this year, so you can choose to use that one instead if you want. As I mentioned last year, and I'm going to mention it again this year, you don't have to put book covers in here. You can, and it looks gorgeous and amazing, and it's so fun to see the book covers displayed, but you don't have to. I just still write the name of the book in it, and I think it looks just as fine. These are all new prompts. Some of them were recommended by you guys when I did a poll in my Facebook group and also on my Instagram. Then we have the on the cover reading challenge. Again, these prompts have also been updated for this planner. We have the reading rainbow challenge. It's the same prompts as last year because it's not something that needs to change year to year. Have the genre reading challenge, read through the ages, and reading around the world challenge. All of those are the same as what was in last year's planner as well. But we have our reading goal tracker, just to keep track of if you maybe set a reading goal for yourself for the year. You can color them in. I personally like to use my mini icon stickers to put in the boxes to keep track of the format. Then we have the Battle of the Books page. We have like this chart that you can use for whatever you want. Some people like to do it for like keeping track of how many pages they read each day. Some people keep track of like when they finish books, workout budget, you name it, you could use this. New to the planner this year is the monthly reading stats, which is basically just all of your reading stats from your wrap-ups, but just displayed on one page. And then we also have the genre tally, where you can fill in the genres and then how many of that genre you read in that month, and then a total at the end. Just so again, you can have all that information displayed all in one place. And then this information makes it easier to fill in this information. So it's kind of just like easy reference to have the totals and everything. So you can just make your pie charts at the end of the year. Have our pages read in 2024 graph. And then we get into extra dot grid pages before we get to the beginning of the month. So here is an example of how a month is displayed. We've got the artwork here and the month title displayed here. Move into the calendar for the month. And we have the books to read and new releases. Then we get into the weekly spread. So this is an example of the vertical spread and how it is displayed. As you can see, the days are displayed vertically, broken into 3 boxes. The horizontal, the day is displayed in a horizontal box. So these layouts are pretty much the exact same as what you've seen in previous years, so there's no changes to how those are displayed. After you get through the weeks, you come to the haul page, which is the same as the previous year, again with a blank category, so you can add whatever information is relevant to you. Some people record price, some people put a checkbox to mark if they read that book after they bought it. And then we get into the monthly reading wrap up. There's a slight layout change this year, but kind of maintains the same information that we've previously done. We have checklist on one side, and then we have your reading stats on the other side. Has the number of books. Average rating is new to this. Pages read or hours listened. We've got the format, print, ebook, audiobook, the favorite book of the month, the genres that you read, and then 2 blank boxes that you can display whatever information you want. And then following that, you get 1 full page dot grid and 1 notes page at the end of every month. And that will just repeat. Each month has like a different color. They all have their own tab. And then every 3 months, you will have a quarterly check-in page that looks like this. You'll have, again, your last quarterly check-in, which goes into your 2024 reading wrap-up. This is your wrap-up for your entire year. You do have a blank box here that you can record whatever is important to you for your year. Some people would like to do like social media stats, or if there's other reading stats that aren't already included, you can add them there. You get into the reviews section. You've got a coloring page. You can also color this page for the book reviews. It has its own tab. And then we get into the reviews section. You do have a box here. You can add the cover if you want, but like I mentioned earlier, you don't have to. I personally like to use my emoticon stickers and record like what my reaction to reading that book was. It doesn't have to be just for the cover. We did add new to the reviews this year, the setting category and the main character. I don't know about you, but I personally, after I read a book, sometimes forget who the main character of that book was. So if I'm going back to look at reviews, it's just nice for me to have like who the main character of the book was as a prompt, just so I can remind myself of their name. But otherwise, the prompts are the same as what we had in last year's. We have lots of review pages. And then at the very end, you have dot grid pages, lots of dot grid pages, and then extra note pages at the end. And then we just have like our little copyright page and a folder in the back. So that is the dated version flip through of the Always Fully Booked planner. I'm gonna go through and show you all of the monthly artwork now. So if you want that to be a surprise, you can just exit the video now, and thank you for watching. I will show you what each month's artwork looks like, just so you can get an idea of all the artwork included. So January, which you've already seen. There is February, which is one of my favorites. March. April, which is actually the cover of the color. We have May, June, July, August, September, October, November, which is another one of my favorites, and December. That is all of the artwork included in the 2024 Always Fully Booked planner. I hope the flip through helped show you what was included. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. If you know which cover or layout you're leaning towards for the dated planners, leave a comment down below and let me know which way you're leaning. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.